Frank and Jessica, back to you.
The CDC has announced a one-year travel ban on bringing pets in from certain countries, or if you're returning with pets to the U.S. after visiting countries that are considered high risk for rabies. The move is set to take effect July 14th. It involves 113 countries, including Kenya, Uganda, Brazil, Colombia, Russia, Vietnam, North Korea, Nepal, China, and Syria. Veterinarians are applauding this, while animal rescue groups fear hundreds of healthy pets will be abandoned or euthanized.
Joining us now, veterinarian Karen Doc Halligan and Captain Cesar Perea. He leads animal cruelty investigations for the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals here in Los Angeles. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
Good morning.
So, Doc, what are these basic things we need to know about this ban?
Well, so this ban pertains to dogs that are entering the country for the first time or returning, and it includes puppies that are for sale or for adoption. We usually have about 1 million animals coming in every year. We saw a dramatic increase in that because of the pandemic and the need for puppies, and 52% increase in fraudulent vaccine records for these pets, which is really scary for us here. And so, you know, there are going to be exceptions to this ban. So if you're a foreigner and you want to bring your pet into the country, let's say you have a service dog or a guide dog for the blind, you can go to the CDC and apply for a dog import permit. But you need to do that early because they're going to be requiring a blood test, which is going to be testing for rabies antibodies, and that alone takes a whole month.
And what impact did the pandemic have on all of this?
Well, as you can imagine, you have an influx of puppies coming in, and as veterinarians, we were told stop vaccine clinics. So, you know, Lucy Pet used to go out and do $10 rabies vaccine clinics. Those were shut down, and you had reduced staff at the airport, so they weren't able to handle the load. Also, veterinarians were told that you can stay open, but you're only supposed to see emergencies. So if I have a 12-week-old puppy that needs a rabies vaccine, you weren't allowed to come and get that.
And Captain, Doc Halligan touched on it, but how does fraud play a major role in this ban? And also the question that many are asking, that Mexico poses a rabies threat to pets here in the U.S.
You know, the ban, fraud has a huge component on this ban. We see it a lot. I'm part of a LAX importation task force with CDC and LA County Veterinary Health. And we see animals that come in, mostly puppies, very young puppies that come in that are basically coming here to be sold to people in LA and surrounding areas. For example, last week, there was 6 puppies that came in from the Ukraine, and one of the puppies was neurological. They suspected it was possibly rabies. The importer basically abandoned the animals, refused to provide veterinary care, and just walked away from these puppies. And now we were left providing veterinary care and providing the necessary care for these dogs. And unfortunately, these people that are importing these puppies for sale, a lot of time is a criminal element. I mean, they really don't care about the welfare of these animals. They're just trying to make a quick buck. And with Mexico, it being so close to us and the international border being, you know, not too far away, and an opportunity for people that import these animals to want to bring in these puppies for sale, it poses a big concern because there are a lot of diseases, a lot of unknowns. What we experienced this last year is a really good example. Is rabies is something we know about, and it's something that veterinarians can look for, but there's also a lot of unknown things, a lot of zoonotics that can come in from other countries such as Mexico. They could really have a huge impact on the community.
And is there anything we need to know to reduce the threat of rabies to ourselves and to our pets?
Yeah, I mean, rabies, you have to remember, it's a fatal virus that affects people and pets. And if you get rabies, you die. And dogs within 7 to 10 days die from rabies. And the way people are getting the rabies is, in the world, it's dog bites. So 59,000 people die every year of rabies. And
wow.
44% of those are children under the age of 15. Now, in the United States, the rabies we're seeing are in skunks and raccoons and bats. So yes, get your pet vaccinated, but also be aware of what your pet's playing with in the backyard, because the rabies virus gets in your nervous system and goes to your brain. So it always affects your attitude. So, we always know that rabid dog, but there can be dumb rabies where the animals act subdued. So if you see an animal or wildlife that's acting weird, keep your pet away from it and make sure you call animal control. And if you ever get bit or scratched, you can mechanically remove the virus by just vigorously scrubbing under warm water so that it never enters your system.
Good to know. Doc Halligan, Captain Priya, thank you both for being with us. We appreciate it. CDC's temporary suspension for pets entering and returning to the U.S. from countries at high risk for rabies begins July 14th. Starting tomorrow, the Federal Register is hosting a 30-day public comment and question period. For more on that, go to federalregister.gov.